Hey, what's up guys? It is Yoda here from Yoda Games, and today guys we are back with the 8th episode of my Ark Dino guide. As you can see, the Caprasuchus won in the last round, and he will go on into the tournament along with everyone else you see here. And now we'll get on to the next 5 contestants. One of these guys I did not even know was in this game, and he is cool as shit. We will get to him shortly. We got 3 really dominating forces here. That mantis bug thing is gonna tear some shit up. But first, we'll get on to this little guy. First up is the Lystrosaurus. These guys are another guard dog dino. They're really cool. They're mainly, just leave them wandering around your base, kind of like the Dilophosaur, the Dimetrodon, the smaller dinos like that. You can't ride them. Let me see if I can get a side by side with this little guy. Yep, and I did change up my the color of my outfit, going green because of Yoda. Yep, you guys know what's good. But yep. First up, the Lystrosaur here. These guys are really small dinos. They're really basic, and you can pet them. They do a little. Sometimes they'll do a little trick. He's getting all happy. Sometimes they'll do a little backflip and stuff. Let's talk about these guys a little bit. They are a passive tame. So you got to go up and give them food. Unlike some passive tames, you can just follow him around and feed him, and just stick close and wait for him to want another berry, which they eat. They only eat berries. They do not eat vegetables, and they prefer rare flowers. They do not have a favorite kibble, and the kibble that they produce is preferred by the Diplodocus, which we saw in an earlier video. And now let's see here. You cannot ride them, so they don't have a saddle. And they are breedable. They take 1 day, 6 hours, and 50 minutes for one to reach full maturation. These guys look kind of like little bulldog, dinosaur bulldog type things. And they are found all around the island. You'll see them on beaches, in the woods, pretty much everywhere. I've never really seen one up in the northern areas, like where the snow is at and all that stuff, but you see them just about everywhere. They only drop raw meat and hide, and they can be carried by a pterodon, tapejara, argentavis, quetzal, wyvern, the capro, the megalosaurus. They can only damage thatch bases. You can trap them with bolos, lassos, plant wide traps, and bear traps. They cannot fit through a regular door frame, however. They can only fit through dinosaur gates and behemoth gates. I think that's kind of odd considering the size of this little guy. Yeah, these guys make great guard dogs. They're really interesting, I think. I don't think he'll work out too well in this lineup here, especially if he has to go up against the Capro, which when it comes to the tournament, for the favorites, I'm gonna write their names down and I'm gonna put them in a hat. I'm gonna draw them at random, and those two will go at it. It could be Dire Bear versus Capro. It could be Capro versus Caligotherium. It could be any of them going against any of each other at any time. Next up, guys, we have a real iconic animal here. The woolly mammoth, or mastodon as some call it. These guys are big, they're bad, they're a bit tanky, so you better watch out. And most times when you see them, they'll be in groups, and I mainly see them up in the northern areas. But these guys, they eat fruits and vegetables. They are standard knockout tames. Knock them out if you can even get up that high to the head. Hit them in the head. And they prefer raptor kibble, which I did not know that. So that's pretty interesting. You learn their saddle at level 40, and you craft that in the smithy. They are breedable. They take 3 days, 18 hours, and 30 minutes to reach full maturation. That gives it some time to grow, I guess. And they're found always near the mountains on the island, which I only see them in the snow biome. I don't see them near the mountains. Now these guys drop raw meat, raw prime meat, keratin, hide, and pelts. So that's pretty cool. They can harvest wood, rare mushrooms, berries, and thatch. Can only be carried by a quetzal. They can break thatch and wood bases. You can only trap them with a chain bolo and a large bear trap, and they only fit through behemoth gates. Which is not actually surprising. I don't think a dinosaur gate would be wide enough to fit those giant tusks through. These guys are really cool. I really like them. And then next up, guys, we have the mantis here, and it is starting to get dark. The sun's gonna be going down soon, which if need be, I will set it to where it's daytime again. Now the mantis here, these things are very vicious. These are a scorched earth only dino. You will not see them here on the island or in the center. I don't know if you'll see them in Ragnarok, which I am still waiting for that damn DLC to drop, guys. It's getting on my nerves. Well, it's dropping on July 4th, but we're gonna wait a few days, you know, just to keep the anticipation up. But yeah, anyway, the mantis here are actually interesting. These guys can actually hold swords, which is really cool. They can actually equip swords to them, which I think is interesting. And surprisingly, these guys can jump and they can attack you. They are very vicious and they're very tough. And they are non-violent tame. They are passive tame, so I'm guessing ghillie suit and some bug repellent. And they only eat death worm spikes, which we will see the death worms in a later video. So that'll those will be in the special at the end of it all. So that's gonna be pretty cool. And they don't have a favorite kibble, and the kibble they produce is preferred by the rock elemental, which that too will be at the end. And you can ride them. You learn their saddle at level 50 and craft it in a smithy. They are not breedable though. And let's see, they're found all around scorched earth. I've seen them in caves, just roaming the desert, up in the mountains. I've seen them all over the place in scorched earth. They drop raw meat, organic polymer, and chitin. They harvest raw meat, crystals, stone, sand, sulfur, obsidian, wood, metal, all the good stuff. All the good stuff you need. They pretty much harvest everything. Literally everything. They can only be carried by a quetzal and a wyvern. They can destroy thatch and wood bases. Can only be trapped with a chain bolo and a large bear trap, and they only fit through dinosaur gates and behemoth gates. Which, give me 1 second, guys. I am going to set the time of day real quick. If you guys are in a dark room, I would advise maybe cutting on some lights and getting your eyes used to it, pausing it right here because it's about to get bright. That about blinded me, and I have multiple lights in my face right now. So yeah, these guys are very interesting. They're very tough, and they will definitely fuck you up. So careful with these guys. Now this guy here, I did not even know he was in the game. This is like a Komodo dragon, iguana monster, Gila stomper type freaking monster thing. These guys are really cool, and this is the first time I've ever actually seen one, and the first time I'm ever learning about them, so this will be an experience for me and you guys. This is the Megalania. These guys eat all kinds of meat. They are a standard knockout tame, and they prefer baryonyx kibble. So that's actually pretty interesting. I did not know the Megalania ate baryonyx kibble. I didn't even know what the baryonyx kibble was for. So I think that's interesting. And we even did the baryonyx, and I just completely blanked that shit. But the kibble that the Megalania produces is preferred by the Megatherium, which I believe he will be in the next video. I think. I'm not 100% sure. And you learn their saddle at level 73 and craft that in a smithy. And these guys are breedable. They take 1 day, 15 hours, and 30 minutes to reach full maturation. And apparently they are found all around the island, but I have yet to even see one of these guys. I imagine running into something like this out in like the swamp, or maybe, you know, out in like the dense trees and like up in the jungle and stuff like that. Or maybe in the redwoods, but these guys are definitely interesting. I really like them. I think they're pretty cool. Like, I love the eyes on them. Those eyes are really cool. And they drop raw meat and hide. They can be carried by the pterodon, the tapajara, the argentavis, the quetzal, the wyvern, the capro, and the megalosaurus. And they can damage thatch and wood bases. You can trap them with plant-wide traps, lassos, bolos, and large bear traps, and they only fit through dinosaur and behemoth gates. So these guys are real interesting. I would actually like to see this guy go on. So far, I think the mantis might be a little overpowered for maybe one or two of the, for pretty much all but one or two of those guys over there. But if you guys vote for him, if you all vote for the mantis, he will go on, and my guess is he will probably win, depending on who else ends up in this list. But next up, guys, we have the megalosaurus. These guys are pretty much deer, if you guys didn't notice.
Nah, I thought it was a T-Rex.
But no, these guys are deer. The males have the antlers, obviously, and the females do not. But the males are the only ones that can actually do an attack. They swing their head and hit you with the antlers. But they don't fight. They're normally docile. They won't really bother you. Most times they run from you. And let's see. They are a standard knockout tame. They eat berries and vegetables and dimo kibble. I'm not sure what the dimo is. I'm pretty sure that's Dimorphodon. I'm taking a guess there. Dimorphodons we'll see in the flying video later on. And these guys do not produce a kibble, and you learn their saddle at level 30 and can craft that in a smithy. They are breedable. They take 4 days, 2 hours, and 40 minutes to reach full maturation. And they're most commonly found in the snow biome at the north side of the island. So that's cool. They drop raw meat, hide, keratin, and pelts. They can harvest thatch and wood. They can only be carried by the argentavis, the quetzal, the wyvern, and the megalosaurus. I kind of figured the capro would be able to carry this, but apparently not. They can break thatch and wood bases. They can be affected by bolos and bear traps, and they only fit through dinosaur and behemoth gates. Let's get a side-by-side with this thing. This thing is pretty big. These guys are pretty damn tall. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. We'll do a side-by-side with the Megalania and get a size reference on him. They're about as tall as a standard Avi, maybe give or take an inch or so, but they're long. And another thing, when I was actually lining these guys up, these guys don't turn too well. They have to take really wide turns. And now we'll do one with the mantis here. We'll get right up in front of him here. This thing, could you imagine like staring up at this thing? That would be just no. That is okay, I'm backing the hell up. That actually kind of creeped me out a little bit. No, stay away from me. I will get some bug spray and spray your ass. And the mammoth, he doesn't really need a size reference. He's another one of those buildings. Only this building has horns. So yeah, I'm about as big as his leg. I'm about as tall as his leg. And the list of this little guy, he's just having a good old time. Honestly, if you guys vote for the Listro and he goes on into that list, I might have to stop doing Dino Guides. Because that's some really fucking sinister shit. You're putting that little thing to his death. And I really don't want to see one of them die. But actually, I really don't mind seeing one of them die. I kill them all the time just to get hide and stuff like that. But yeah. That's gonna sum it up for this video, guys. Let me know which one of these guys you want to see in the next video. You got the Listro or Listrosaur here. You got the mammoth, that big towering tusked fucker. And you got the mantis here, these creepy little bastards. The big lizard Megalania over here, and the Megalosaurus stag. Let me know which one of these dinos you want to see go on into the next round. And he will go into the next round. He will join these guys here. This list, I'm going to need a bigger area because this list is probably going to end up in those trees over there. Yeah, Sasquatch, I see you over there. But yeah, guys, that is going to sum it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe. drop a comment, smash that like button down below, and I will see you guys later. May the force be with you.